I can't believe we're already at week 4 and we have 27 weeks to go. Wow, that's genuinely nothing. Before I dive into the details, here's a breakdown of this week's video. I'll be focusing on the progress I've made since week 1 compared to this week, sharing a little bit about what I've learned, and then touching on the rehabilitation side of things. Alright, let's start by looking at week 1 compared to week 4 in terms of time differentials and then progression. I don't know if you can remember, but from my very first swim I struggled. Just in my first ever swim, I struggled. I averaged 4 minute 11 100 meters over 500 meters. But this week, after my 2 technique sessions with Anna and 10 sessions in total in the pool, I decided it'd be a really smart idea to go and complete a half Ironman in the 25 meter pool. I have no idea why. That morning I just decided, I don't know, let's just go try and swim half an Ironman. We did the swim. I was swimming, said 1900 meters, and then I stopped it, got out of the pool, saved it, and it ended up being 1875. I see 1900 in the pool. No one's going to believe. Half Ironman. Obviously, it's a lot different in a 25 meter pool than it is in the ocean. Because I didn't even want to go to the outdoor pool because it was windy. So obviously, big difference. But I just wanted to see if I could get the distance in the hour and 10. I wanted to vomit my Milo cereal up like 30 times. Then I got a stitch. Then my shoulders were sore. And then every time like I finished 100 meters, I was like, there's no way I have to do another 100. That was pretty much what I was doing the whole time. Then before I knew it, it was like 1600 meters. And then the last 300 felt like they went super quick. They were my slowest splits, but they felt like they went so fast. My strategy was just 50 meters freestyle, 25 meter breaststroke, which was a bit more like a doggy paddle because I don't really know how to do a breaststroke, but I just made it up from watching it YouTube. Surprisingly, I finished in 43 minutes. There was a couple minutes of rest because I had to adjust the heart rate monitor and goggles and caps that just kept sliding or falling off. Overall, I was pretty happy with the session. It was completely outside my zones, but I got it done, so I was pretty happy with that. Alright, now let's talk about my bike into run sessions, or otherwise known as brick sessions. Our first week on the bike, we covered 7 kilometers, 40 minutes, and 360 meters of elevation, followed by a 5 kilometer run at 7:08 kilometer pace. I think that's right. I think that's how you say it. This week, we've amped up the brick sessions to 24.5 kilometers, 50 minutes, and 181 meters of elevation, leading into a 7 kilometer run with 5:48 kilometer pace. It's a pretty big improvement, to be honest, and this is all still in zone 3. A couple of my bikes were a bit higher because they were intervals and everything like that, but I was pretty happy with the progression so far. I honestly didn't expect to be able to maintain a sub 6 minute K after my heart rate's already high from doing the bike session. I also got told off because I was meant to be doing all my bike sessions in zone 3, so that'll happen from next week onwards.
Or up at 6. Many messages coming with people who are up at 6 a.m. Like, I'm only up because I have to go to physio and everything today. But yeah, so let's get ready. Let's go. We're aiming to go for a bit of a ride this morning. Long ride. Long for me anyway. So around an hour. That's what I'm hoping for. And then I'm going to go into a 7k run. Then really can't wait for the rest day tomorrow. Feeling it a little bit this week, to be honest. Probably because I did that swim that I shouldn't have done. If you're wondering, this is what Zwift looks like. I don't know if it's a thing or other people find the same, but I just find the indoor sessions like ridiculously harder. Yeah, I don't know. I have to admit, during all my bike sessions, I've been watching Lucy Charles Barkley's YouTube videos. What an incredible athlete, and what a win in Kona. I think she did like 49 minutes in the swim, which is ridiculous. But I'm gonna admit, some of these sessions have been super lonely, because it's just you.
At least we're starting it when it's dark. But it's like a bit scary running in the dark, to be honest. Time to talk about how lonely training is. Like it's black in the middle of fields. Like no one's here. and we're just out to get a 16K. You're doing most of your sessions by yourself. Once or twice a week, a mate might join you, but no one's like doing the same thing. Obviously, we're not wearing AirPods today, because I couldn't be bothered pressing him in the whole time.
I ran into a little bit of issues on my 16-kilometer run this week. Even though I feel I don't need the gels on my long run, I've been told to start experimenting with gels and seeing what works for me. I'm not gonna lie, I was in genuine trouble after I had that gel halfway through that long run. Now, I actually didn't have it super quick. I had it over a 10 to 15 minute period to hopefully try and reduce a little bit of the stomach problems. But let's just watch some of the videos.
That gel was doing bits. It was 16Ks. It's 14.5, but I'm running until I can find a toilet because that gel. So what happens if you need to go to the toilet in an Ironman? Like that. Like just a quick stop. Like, is there toilets around everywhere? Because I don't know. And I'm sure people would probably be wondering the same thing.
So this run also flared up my prior wrist injury because I was holding my phone for the full 1 hour and 40 minutes. I don't know where people put their phones or what they do with them. I just held it and paid the price for it later that day and today. For those who don't know me, I actually had TFCC surgery back in 2015 that put me out of sport for 616 days. But who's counting? The TFCC is the triangular fibrocartilage complex, which is all probably just big words and gibberish. After this flare up, I also found difficulty in holding the aero bars because I was in ulnar deviation, but hopefully that gets a little bit better this week and I won't hold my phone on my runs. Now that we're on to the injury side of things, for those that know me know I could probably make an hour video on this, but I'll keep it nice and short. I've had hip and shoulder problems for a long time prior to even attempting this. So those that knew me probably were a bit concerned. So let's dive into a little bit of a consultation with Jez, who's a colleague of mine, who's helping with my hip rehabilitation.
At what K was it?
That was the first 100 meters.
Yep. And did you do the pelvic tilt and that eased it?
Yep, stopped.
Right. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Didn't feel it at all after that.
Yep.
Only other like what you try to do in 7 months probably isn't the smartest thing.
Well, we discussed that. I think you'll be able to do it. I don't think you'll be able to do it as well as you'd like, but that's okay. You know, 7 months is still enough time to build up a decent base.
Yeah.
Everything that we can hopefully avoid an injury.
Yeah.
Yep. So push against me.
No pain.
Just some discomfort. I mean, that's
discomfort.
That's the side that I'd expect it to be.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see how we go with the cooler.
Yeah.
Try the other way. The other way will be easy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Deal that straight away.
But if you were to lift that bottom leg up,
It's better.
yeah, and that's what you've been doing.
I've just been here. Like,
Once we lift the leg,
Because I think when I was doing lifting legs last time,
that's when you couldn't walk afterwards. Yeah.
I haven't tried it though.
Well, how many reps have we got? We got 5. I reckon next time we'll have a look at your running again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So less than an emphasis on going through the exercises and more on
Yeah, cool.
the running.
To top this off, the boys have also decided to do their own little challenge and go from 0 to 10 kilometers for the 2XU Wellness Run on December 3rd.
10K run in 6 weeks, and I have not trained.
And he's aiming to do 10Ks in 6 weeks, and so is Dylan. We're going to call him. We're going to call him and make sure he's up for it.
Do you want to do the 10K Mara? Done.
So if you're there, you'll also see me there running alongside him and cheering him on. I also had a bike fit done this week, but that'll be the main focus for next week's episode. The reason being, I want you to be able to see the benefits and understand the process and the cost of getting a bike fit done. Speaking of cost, this is such an expensive sport to try and self-fund. I'll continue to post my weekly updates and answer any questions you may have through the comments, through YouTube, or even through just direct messaging me on Instagram. I'm also considering making a video of breaking down the cost and what I've spent, because I've tried to do it relatively budget friendly, but it still costs a fair bit of money. I actually still need to register for the actual event, which I think is around 1200 AUD. And I'm also saving up for a TT bike, which hopefully I can get in the new year. Lastly, to all of you who have been supporting me, commenting, donating to Tuco, these are all absolutely legends. Even though I'm only speaking to the camera, I do really appreciate the support. It's that day for me, and I still have another 2 hours to do on the bike. So I'll see you next week. Cut.